This is your go-to drink.
Well, we usually do bubbly for Tipsy Talk just because it's sort of easy and fancy and there's a bottle of champagne in the background, but we don't have one today. We have these. We're
Right.
tiny bottle. Good
Cool.
cigar. Are we actually rolling already?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God, sorry. Hello and welcome to Tipsy Talk with Alicia Vikander.
Hi.
Welcome. Sorry, we were
Thank
already
you.
just yapping away when I didn't realise the camera was rolling.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers. Sláinte. I was up quite late watching the Oscars. I feel like I need to admit that
you
to you
were?
up front. I feel a bit bleary-eyed this morning.
I actually had like my first night over the two because we've been traveling so much and I've been so jet lagged, but I finally had a good night's sleep, so I did the catch up.
Not too unfamiliar with the Oscars yourself?
Well, I still feel quite unfamiliar because every time you're there, it feels kind of surreal and you're kind of still just like trying to follow and you know, it feels kind of like another world even when you're there walking on the red carpet.
The performance in this film, I need to just jump straight in. I was blown away. Like the whole time, a lot of it, I was just watching going, oh my God, that poor woman.
I myself, I've always loved these kind of adventure films and action films, and I've been very, you know, I've always looked, I was like, oh gosh, that does look tough, but it also looks like it's a lot of fun.
I was gonna say fun. It seems like the type of thing you can look back on and say, oh, that was really fun, but in the moment it's actually...
and also, you know, I got the chance to learn so many new skills, and I mean, I'd never done archery or boxing, MMA, swimming, bicycling, you know, it was so much things that I was introduced to that I've actually, some of them I've kept up doing.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
exciting.
actually went and bought a pair of climbing shoes.
Wow, because of course you have that scene where you scale a whole cliff.
Sadly, this is what I did not have for about 7 months when I was shooting. Yeah.
That's the toughest bit. I was going to ask what the hardest bit was, but it's clearly not being able to drink for the entire time.
Yeah, and you get to eat a lot because I had to put on about 10, 12 pounds of muscle, but it's very kind of clean and good stuff.
Yes.
So I miss the naughty things. Even now when I watch some of the photos from the screen, I was like, oh, maybe I should go back to the gym. Instead, when someone tells you it's going to be your day job, because I think I've always felt, I've kind of looked up at, you know, athletes or women that train a lot. I was like, oh my God, yeah, I just need to do that. One, you know, you kind of wake up on the Sundays and you think this is going to be the day. But now instead you actually get a reason for it. And someone tells you, we're going to get you the best team, we're going to get, you know, help with the food you're going to eat, and all you need to do is kind of say, okay, I'm on board and I'm going to go to the journey. But I really, it was a lot of fun.
You're giving this physical performance that is so demanding, but at the same time, you really are, like, everything in your face is saying it all the time too.
Well, and I think, you know, it's supposed to be a huge action, you know, adventure, and it's supposed to be a ride, so you have to have all those elements. But with any good story, I mean, it's about, can you relate with a character? Is it relationships that you are engaged within? And I grew up watching the Angelina Jolie films, and that was, you know, groundbreaking for me growing up, seeing that it was a female action hero who led that kind of film. But the reason why I came on board was because the director Raw and the producers introduced me that it was going to be a very different take on it. Whatever genre you do, you try to find the heart and the essence.
She felt vulnerable as well.
Yeah.
I think I could kind of relate
and
to
that
her.
also feels like it's one of the skills of superheroes or action heroes in 2018. The skill of being open to being able to show yourself vulnerable and human too.
I mean, obviously it's not the heroic stuff that really connects you to the character, it's the human bit, and that came across really well.
Or then when you have that, then when she actually starts to earn by each step, pulling out this warrior within her, then you root for her. And then it is a payoff of becoming an excuse me, it's the bubbles. Becoming that action hero that she's so well known to be, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're no stranger to bringing a lot of physicality to your role. I know you grew up doing ballet. You were a ballerina and a dancer for a long time before getting into acting, and you brought that to the character of Ava in Ex Machina, which, by the way, is top 5 sci-fi films of all time for me. It's one of my absolute favourites.
Cool.
And she's one of my favourite characters in film history. I love her. So clearly you bring a lot of that experience to your roles.
I mean, like for Ava, it was so much about thinking out how she moves, and that was kind of like a very pivotal thing when I realised. It was almost like when I tried to make this human point 2.0, then she becomes more robotic, weirdly enough, when I made her too perfect, which was interesting because I guess I used a lot of, you know, inspiration from my ballet training. It's interesting because you learn that even a fight that looks the most gritty, ugly, accidental, you know, all those things, it's actually just choreographed into, you know, detail. So it helps that you've been able to pick up choreography a lot whilst dancing, because Lara is in almost all of the scenes in the film. We didn't have much time, and by the end of the day, you've worked for 12 to 14 hours, and then they were like, well, we've just changed the action scene in 2 days and we have a whole new, choreography. So then I had to stay, of course, and learn that. And then I thanked my ballet training for it, for the fact that I could pick up somewhat fast.
There's a moment where you jump from one thing to another. I don't want to give spoilers away, I think it's probably in the trailer, but there's a beautiful
we do know that Lara jumps a lot.
Lara jumps. Spoiler, Lara jumps sometimes. But you're jumping sort of from a plane over a waterfall, and it's a lot. But there's this beautiful, graceful move on the whole ballet thing as well. I suppose it's just really interesting, your journey to getting here and sort of where you are now, where you're going. Like, having grown up being a dancer, you then almost went to law school, I think, and then got into acting, and now you're here, and you've just set up your own production company, just shot your first film. So I spoke to Margot Robbie last week about her production company and what she's trying to do for the Me Too movement and women behind the camera. So I was just interested what your take was on that as well.
Well, it's been especially over the last few months, I think it was just, with all the horrific subjects that came up over the last few months, it really felt like it was a catalyst in the sense that things are moving, forward quite radically, and it's wonderful to really feel like change is happening, and is happening very much in front of us. And I've been in so much discussions with women and other female colleagues over the last few months, and made probably more friends in the industry than I've had almost over my career. And that is a sad fact, but as women kind of was brought up thinking that it's only certain amount of space left for women in each industry or whatever, and right now I've had the wonderful thing of working with some female writers at the moment, and I'm so happy that it feels like it's really this eagerness from everywhere that people want to have these kind of stories from minorities or from female aspects that they want to listen to and hear about. And it's wonderful that we live in such a creative moment at the moment, I think.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what a lovely note to wrap it up on as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That has been Tipsy Talk with Alicia Vikander. Best of luck with the film and with your production company and your film and everything else you're working on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.